Today is a massive day for WWE news, and today I want to keep you guys updated along the way with timestamps in the description down below. So if you guys want more news like this, go ahead and subscribe. Let's talk about a big WWE push that is currently happening. You may have noticed that Zoe Stark, she's on television. She's involved in a big program. She's involved with Trish Stratus. And guys, you know, the biggest complaint that I had with WWE in the past was the way that they used their legends. Comparatively to AEW, you saw some of the people come into AEW and essentially manage people and stuff like that. And I always liked the fact that the younger roster was involved with the legends. Now, in WWE, that wasn't always the same thing. Zoe Stark, on the other hand, goes into the main roster, and relatively quickly, WWE associates Zoe Stark with Trish Stratus. Now, Zoe Stark was talking on Believe in Pro Wrestling, and she was talking about the draft, and she was talking about some other things. But one of the things that really caught my attention was when she was speaking on the topic of her praise for Triple H. She says that Triple H had put her in this position because he knows she can handle it and hang with those two girls, and she thinks she is proving herself. Now, obviously, she's involved with Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus, which is fantastic because it obviously puts her in a very big position. And I think this is actually really good. For one of the things that I typically complain about when you see WWE utilize Zoe Stark, somebody who didn't have, you know, and I say this respectfully, I think when you looked at her in NXT, the character work was somewhat of an issue. And I always kind of wondered what it would be like to see her on the main roster. WWE aired video packages and vignettes. Now WWE has her associated with Trish Stratus, and I feel like this is the perfect way to introduce NXT talent to the main roster. And I think this was a very smart move by Triple H. I'm not shocked to see that they're pushing Zoe Stark. I think there's a lot of potential there, and WWE is really starting to open my eyes with the way that they're handling NXT talent now than they ever did before. If you've watched my videos, you know I always bring up Adam Rose as a good example. Adam Rose completely over in NXT, goes to the main roster, and Vince McMahon just does absolutely nothing with him. So this is some really cool stuff to see Triple H really having a different approach and getting talent to get over, and then obviously pushing them and making them feel like a big deal. The women's division outside of Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, Sasha, you know, you never really saw too many people get the opportunity to showcase their skills, and now WWE is doing that with Zoe Stark. Guys, what about Cody Rhodes? What is going on with Cody Rhodes in the WWE? Well, BWE has come out with some very interesting plans. It looks like WWE is planning to have Cody Rhodes wrestle Dominic Mysterio, and it looks like this could be happening at Money in the Bank. Now, look, here's the deal. WWE has a side quest going on for Cody. We know that Cody Rhodes has to get to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And I don't know if WWE wants to do this and have Brock Lesnar interrupt the match so that way it continues and furthers the story, which it actually wouldn't be a bad idea to have Dominic Mysterio get a win over Cody Rhodes if it's thanks to the help of Brock Lesnar. You know, obviously a lot of people are going to try to sit there and say Cody is buried. It is very evident that WWE is not burying Cody Rhodes. But I do like the idea of Cody Rhodes mixing it up in this little side quest for Money in the Bank. And I think when you look at WWE and what they're trying to do with Cody Rhodes, they are giving us the adversity that we wanted, right? Cody Rhodes eventually has to get to the top, and he's got to work his way back. There are going to be roadblocks in that process, but by doing things like this, it allows Cody to work with other talent, create fresh matchups, and then you could even use it to benefit other talent, which I think is the most important portion of this entire scenario, because Dominic Mysterio is not going to beat Cody Rhodes clean. We know this. Dominic Mysterio can absolutely 1000% take the loss to Cody Rhodes. If they choose to go that route without any Brock Lesnar involvement, if they want to go that route, Dominic Mysterio can absolutely lose to Cody, and it's not a big deal. If you want Rhea Ripley involved in Dominic Mysterio winning, that can be something that is definitely possible. There's a lot of ways to go about this, but it looks like WWE has some really big plans for Cody at Money in the Bank. I seem to like this. I think it could work. I see the vision. And at the end of the day, Nobody can convince me. I don't care how many people will talk about this on social media. I don't care how popular or how engaging it is to say that Cody should have won at WrestleMania. I don't believe that. I don't think I ever will believe that. And I don't think I'll be eating my words anytime soon. Long-term storytelling, progression, continuous development every single week for the rise of Cody Rhodes is far better than just giving him the title just because he's popular. And I know that sounds like a hot take, but I genuinely believe that. Guys, WWE is in a very interesting spot with their TV deal, and we're going to talk about it in today's video because, well, there's a new TV deal being worked out. And, well, according to New York Post, Andrew Marchand, he reported today that WWE is currently out of its exclusive negotiations window with NBC Universal, which is obviously the parent company of USA Network, and Fox. No longer are they in the exclusive window with those two companies, and now they are able to discuss their media rights with other companies, allowing them to remain in talks and speak with other networks. Now, this is what's really interesting. We know Nick Khan has previously praised Amazon, and we do know to a certain extent that WWE is expected to be in talks with Amazon Prime Video. This could make a lot of sense, especially because Amazon Prime Video is obviously doing sports. We see that with ONE FC, and we're seeing that with Thursday Night Football. And I believe Amazon is even trying to get involved in college football, and I even heard at some point maybe golf. So if Amazon is trying to get in the space, then who is WWE's most likely competitor? And we're talking about that in today's video. First, don't get it twisted. Fox, NBC very well can retain the rights. Just because they're out of the exclusive window doesn't necessarily mean that WWE is done with them. This just means WWE is opening up their communications with other companies. However, today there was a very massive story that was posted, and we got to talk about it. And that is not Zoe Stark, not Amazon Prime Video. No, it is Disney. And this is actually really where it gets shocking. WrestleVotes came out today regarding the TV rights negotiations. There is big time interest from WWE in a Disney partnership. Not to say the other parties involved aren't enticing, but Disney is viewed as a win-win if that's ultimately the decision. However, the information that has come out today is that WWE going to Disney would not be part of the ESPN package. And the reason for that is because ESPN, ESPN, too many sports, it's not going to help WWE with their time slot. And to make things even more interesting, it sounds like WWE would be part of the FX package. So if you guys don't know what the FX TV network is, that would probably be where WWE is expected to go. And that is a very interesting thing because I used to watch the FX channel when I was younger. I don't know if they're producing any good content these days. Typically, FX was the channel that I would go to if I wanted to watch like videos on demand. However, something that I found very interesting with all of these rumors surrounding TV deals, WWE going to Disney being on FX could very well be a possibility. However, an interesting note regarding AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery, Marchand considers Apple and Warner Bros. Discovery as candidates for WWE content, albeit they would be considered dark horses due to their interest in the NBA. WBD, Warner Bros. Discovery, currently has the deal with the sports league. So if perhaps Warner Bros. Discovery loses the NBA TV deal, then maybe they can go at a play with WWE. Now, they did mention that many wrestling fans, they don't know this, but basically AEW is not necessarily exclusive to Warner Bros. Discovery. So it's always a possibility WWE could go there. Look, either way, this is massive. A lot of big media companies are interested in WWE. WWE's interested in them. I don't know how I feel about WWE on Disney with FX. I don't know what I think. I don't know if there's something that I think is the most ideal situation, but I do think WWE is going to be making a change, and we'll see how it all goes down.